Hello all, welcome to my tutorial Python the easy way. In today's tutorial we will be talking about operator overloading. So you all have seen that if you want to add two integer values we can do so. If you want to add two string values we can simply do so by using the plus sign, the plus operator. What if we want to add two objects together by using plus sign? You directly cannot do that. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to use operator overloading where we can alter the definition of plus operator. Okay, so whenever you are calling a plus b, that time also some method is called behind. So we will be learning about all that in this particular tutorial. So let's begin with operator overloading today. But before we start with operator overloading, let's get back to the initial lecture where we saw how to add two integers or how to add two strings. So I have taken a variable a which stores value suppose 10, and then I have taken another variable b which stores value 15. So these are integer values, right? And when I try to add these values, I get some result, right? Let's see, let's run this. And it's doing so. But I also told you in one of my lectures that Python treats everything as an object. It's everything in Python is class and its object. So when you try to print the type of a, variable a, you get class int. I'll show you. Wait a minute. So here it is. So it says its type is integer type. So there has to be something happening behind the scene which we cannot see, right? So Python treats this a and b as object only, and it is same type of object, that is integer type objects, and it is adding two objects together. So behind the scene there is a function add. Okay, that works out. Whenever you call plus sign, what happens? Actually, what happens here, I'll show you. Python automatically calls a magic method, add. So there are many magic methods defined in Python language, and we call them magic methods because they belong to classes and you can actually overload them also. So here the class is int class, right? And now the magic method add. Okay, so here is the magic method add. So when we were talking about classes, we spoke about one of the magic method there also, that was init, and another magic method was del, which you can actually overload. And a comma b. So I'm again reinitializing a, and here it's b, and now I'll just print this and see, I get the result. Right? Now if I want to multiply, so what happens? You generally use this sign to multiply a and b, and it works fine for you. So again, you need to understand that behind the scenes something is happening when you print this statement a star b. So what is that? It calls a magic method again, and this time the magic method is mul, for multiplication of two integer values a comma b, right? And let's see if it gives the result or not. Here the result is 150 and it's correct. Similarly, when you try to do some operation with strings, okay, you try to add two strings, so some method is called. Let's see how to find out which method is called. I'm opening the help for string. Okay, so here it is, and look at the right side of the screen. Here I get these methods. You see add, I can add two strings and I can see if the string contains some value or not. LE is for less than equal to, LEN is one method again, right? So now I'll show you the same thing with strings. str1 is suppose Anu, and str2 is Sharma, that's my name. Okay, and I'm trying to concatenate these two strings. So usually what we were doing earlier was print str1 plus str2, but this time I'll show you what happens behind the scene. So it's print, the class is, I hope you all know the class is str add, and then the objects, okay, str1 str2, and let's just see if this works out or not for us. Okay, so here it is. Let me initialize str1 str2 and then print, and see here the result is Anu Sharma, right? So you need to understand everything in Python is treated as object, and to add or multiply or do any kind of operation on these objects, there are some predefined methods. Okay, so when you put plus sign, underscore underscore add underscore underscore method is called. When you try to multiply two objects, a magic method for multiplication is called behind the scene. Also, if you see, if I try to add one integer with another string, so here is a string class and here is this integer object I'm passing, it will give me an error. It says can't convert int object to str implicitly, but you can always, overload this particular method. And this is what we will be learning in this lecture. So before I start, I'm here taking a use case where a student appears in two internal examination before his end sem examination or the final examination. Each interim is for 50 marks. Okay, and then we are taking only two subjects here. So a student gives paper of two subjects in every internal examination, subject 1, subject 2. And finally, I want to find the total marks obtained in subject 1 and subject 2. Okay, so let's begin. So first I will make a class with the name marks. Okay, and of course I'll have a magic function here in it. Okay, which will take one default argument, that is self, and then subject 1 marks and then subject 2 marks obtained by the student. Okay, so self dot sub1 is equal to sub1, self dot sub2 is equal to subject 2 marks. Okay, and here I am creating an object. So let's take test 1. Okay, test 1 is the object of class marks, and here are marks for two subjects, subject 1 and subject 2. So for example, this student gets 40 marks in subject 1 out of 50 and 36 in subject 2. Okay, let's just run this and see. Okay, it's working fine. And if I want to print the marks for subject 1 for subject 1 in sem first, it's 40. It's working fine. Okay, similarly I make another object of class marks, that is subject test 2. Okay, for your second internal examination marks, and supposedly this time student get 33 marks in subject 1 and 36 marks again in subject 2. Okay, so let me initialize it. Now I want to find the total marks. Okay, so if I do something like this, this won't work. Let's see. It says unexpected unsupported operand type for plus marks and marks. So it's saying I cannot add these two objects over here. Okay, now if I want to add the marks, there is a procedure. What I can do is test1 dot subject 1 plus test2 dot subject 1. So I will get the marks for subject 1. Now what I want, what I am expecting in my result, so I'm writing here in comment. So it has to be 73 and I get 66. Oh, sorry, 72. Okay, I want something like this. Yes. Okay, I want some result to be like this when I try to print this particular statement. Okay, when I try to execute this statement, I should get something like this. So what I will do is I'll overload this plus operator. Okay, so if you remember, for overloading the addition operator, what we should do, it has to be def underscore underscore add underscore underscore, then there is one object which will be calling it self. So here in this test 1 is your self. Okay, self 1 is calling this add operator. Okay, so self is test 1 and then there is marks for other, that is test 2. So let's give it some other name, or if you want you can give it test 2 also, there won't be any problem. Okay, so T2, let's give it test 2 only, no issues. Okay, now what I'll be doing is we will be adding the marks for subject 1 and marks for subject 2. So total sub 1 is equal to self dot sub 1 plus test 2 dot sub 2 sub 1, sorry. Okay, similarly I will be adding marks obtained in subject 2 in both the internal examination. Self 1 dot sub 2 plus test 2 dot sub 2. Fine. Okay, now I want to return the result. Okay, I want my result to be like this, the total of subject 1 and total of subject 2. So what I'll be doing is I'll be creating another new object. Okay, and the name of this object is total, which is object of class marks this time. Okay, and marks of subject 1 is actually the total marks obtained in subject 1. Subject 2 is total marks obtained in subject 2. So dot underscore sub 1 comma dot underscore sub 2, right? And of course I want to have the result also written. Here is the total marks. Okay, So I'll get the total marks also. Now let's rerun this. It works fine. Test 1, given the marks, test 2. And now let's see. And it's running properly. Okay. So now let me just print the result. Okay. So here is one interesting thing that will happen. So when I try to print the total, the result, it gives me the address of that object from. So now total is what? Total is a object of class marks. Okay. And when I try to print total, it returns me the object. But what do we actually want? We want the result, the numbers. Okay. And let's just try this one. Sub 1. If I try to find the total for subject 1, it is here 73. And if I try to find the total for subject 2, it's again 72. We are getting the result, but when I try to print total, the object, it returns the address. Okay. So for that, what we can do? So to understand this, we need to first understand what magic function is actually working when we try to print the result of any object. So let's just see. I have a variable a whose value is 10. Okay. And when you try to see the type of this variable, so I'm sure you all know the type of this variable is int. Okay. By now you all might be clear. So it says it is an object of class int. Okay. And when I try to print, I say print 10. Okay, it will print 10 simply, right? And if I say print a, it will again print value a. So it's working fine. But something happens behind this print method. Okay, so it gives you the result. That is, there is a magic method underscore str. So what happens when you try to print an integer object? It is first converted into a string. How does it happen? So this is class int. Okay, underscore str. You can see here it is str underscore and then you pass the integer object. So what this particular magic method does, it converts your integer value into string and it prints it. Okay, so there is this particular method which is called behind. So what you can do now is you can overload this method here to print your total, value of total, whatever you want. Okay, so we'll be doing it here again. So here we have def keyword underscore str underscore and then I'll be giving only one object, that is self, because we want to print only total. So we will be passing only the object name here, self. Okay. So now we will return some value over here. So let's begin. I'll be returning a statement, okay, that contains the total marks of subject 1 and total marks of subject 2 in string format, right? So I have got this. I'm sure you might have seen this. These are called the placeholders. Okay, and here is a comma. Okay, and then dot format. And in format, what I'll do is I'll type the marks. Self dot sub 1, comma, self dot sub 2. Okay, so this will what it will return me this string in which it will hold the total value of subject 1, total marks of subject 2 in both the internal examinations. Students scored in internal examination. Okay, fine. So let's just see. Here it is, test 2, here total, and now I'll just print and see. I get the result here, 73, 72. So this is how the operator overloading works. Now quickly we will take one more example. We will be adding complex number together. So if you all remember, while adding two complex number, we add real part together and the integer part, imaginary part together. Okay, so there are two parts, real and imaginary. So for adding two complex number, what you need to do is you need to first create a class. Okay, so we will begin by creating a class with the name complex. Okay, and we will be adding the real part together and the imaginary part together. So let's begin the class complex, def the magic method in it again, and this time I'll be passing self, which is the default argument for your magic method in it. Okay, and then I'll be assigning real value and the imaginary part of your number. So here I am assigning the value for real part and the imaginary part, and we will be taking these values from user whenever the object is created. So self.real is real, self.mg imaginary is imaginary. Okay, so here we have created one class complex, and now I'll be creating object num1 is equal to complex, and let's give it value 2, 3. Let's give 2, 3. Okay, so here I've created the object num1 of class complex, and let's run it, and this works fine. Okay, if you want to see what number I have entered, I can simply do that by printing. I can print and see my result, like what number I have entered. So it's print overload and then number is, I can say, comma, the real part, that is self dot real, defined by self dot real, then a plus sign, okay, in double inverted, yeah, double quotes, and then self dot imaginary, that is img, and then the imaginary part is followed by I, symbol I, okay. And let's run this once and see, it's working fine, and it shows some error. It says, because in printing, while printing, what I have done is self dot real plus self dot imaginary, so it's trying to add, it say that it is trying to add one object with a string value plus, which is not allowed as such. Okay, so let's work with commas only, and this works fine. Okay, now I'll be creating another object, that is num2, which is of class complex, and here this time I will be passing two values, 3, 4. So here let's run this, and it's running fine. Now what I want to print the result, that is addition of two numbers, num1 plus num2, and when I do it right away, I'll get an error, of course, because it says it cannot add two objects of class complex together. So what I need to do, I'm sure you all know, I have to overload my operator. Which operator? Plus operator. Okay. So whenever we call plus sign, it automatically calls your magic method add. So we need to overload this magic method add. So def underscore add. So see, num1 will be calling this object. So in self, num1 will be passed, and there is other object, that is num2. So in other, num2 will be passed, and then I'll find the total for real. Total real is equal to self dot real plus other dot real. Okay, the real part of both the numbers is added in tot underscore real. Similarly, I'll find the total of imaginary part, that is tot underscore img. Okay, and I'll be adding again self dot img plus other dot img. Okay, so I hope you're clear with what I'm passing in self and what I'm passing in other. And then I want to give it in result. So I'll be creating another new object of class complex named result. And in this result, I'll be passing two values. One is the real part and the imaginary part. So real part is total of the real part, which we did recently. And then the imaginary is tot underscore img. Okay, and we will return these values also. So we will return result. Fine. So let's run this again. And this works fine, number 1, number 2, and when I try to pin the result, it gives me error. So why is it giving? So this is my bad actually. You can see the I've said other in uppercase O, and inside I've used smaller case O. So let's make it smaller case O. This is my bad. Okay, and we'll rerun it after rerunning, and we will see the result. So here is the result. Okay, so result is 5 plus 7i, which is the correct result, because I have added two complex number, created a new complex number with the total of the real part and total of the imaginary part of both the numbers. And when I try to print this object result, it returns me the object address rather than returning the value, exact value. And now I'm sure you all know, you're aware what we need to do, okay, to find the result. I hope you were able to understand what operator overloading is all about. So keep practicing, keep learning, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much.